Welcome to another epic throwback interview. Today I'm bringing you a very, very, very special throwback interview on my podcast. It's not really a podcast, it's more just me chatting about some of my favourite interviews and then playing you them. So today we have a super special guest, if she counts as a guest. Her name is Ashanti and she needs no introduction. So Ashanti, the reason this interview is so special for me is because I never really thought I'd get to interview Ashanti. When I began my career in the kind of like 2010s, like Ashanti had been a legend for quite a long time, and often you don't really get to interview like musicians like after they've kind of been a star. It's usually on the come up, or maybe like if they're on a promo run as they're a star. But this was an interesting one because Ashanti actually wasn't like releasing music around this time, and I'm not entirely sure why I was given the opportunity to interview her. All I remember is I was on Rinse FM at the time and they said, do you want to interview Ashanti? And I said, hell yes. And then we did have a photo interview, which is obviously it's still a great opportunity to interview her, and I still enjoyed interviewing her. But I would have loved to meet her in person so I could like hug her and just see the angel in the flesh. But this was such a special interview for me because she was, like I said at the time, already a big superstar. It was a big kind of bucket list type thing. And I also felt that she was really kind of like down to earth and like chill and nice. I will say there wasn't too much chat about Nelly. I wasn't trying to be like a gossip fiend, but you know, that was definitely one of the most iconic relationships of my life. So I kind of wanted to get a bit of insight into the whole celeb relationship. And this was definitely about 5 years before the infamous hug at Versus, by the way. So yeah, this was just a great interview, great opportunity, and a really nice like little kind of jewel in my crown. So I'm going to play you this one now. Like I say, she didn't want to talk about Nelly, so there is a slight awkwardness there. But besides that, we were definitely getting on well. So I love her so much. Enjoy this one, my interview with Ashanti. Hey Ashanti, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Hello, welcome to the Lily Mercer Show.
Thank you.
I've got to say it's an honour to have you on the show. You're a legend, so this is a really nice interview to have on the show. It's usually a bit more rap focused.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. So are you excited to be performing in London?
Oh my gosh, I am so excited, you have no idea. I haven't been to London in so long, and I have such great memories, you know, just performing and hanging out in London, so I am so excited to be coming back.
I was going to say, it's been a while. Like, what's your favourite show that you've done in the past here?
My favorite show that I've done in the past there?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's a tough one. See, I don't know, I'm a people person, so I love the little, like, up-in-your-face, up-close and personal club shows, but then, like, I love the mobile awards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't know. I'd say one of my favorite times has got to be the first time, like, when Always on Time dropped, and I think it was my very first performance in London, and Ja was performing, and I came out, and at first I was so nervous because I just heard everybody say, boom, and I thought they were booing me. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're booing me. But they were saying boom with an M. And they told me that was a good thing. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm cool now.
No, that's a very positive thing. So yeah, don't be concerned about that. And speaking of, you know, the kind of rap and R&B world, as I say, this is a rap focused show. I wanted to say, you're kind of known for perfecting the rap song with an R&B hook. Your songs have kind of, you know, like that, they're like the classic songs of that kind of subgenre. So I wanted to ask you, what's your favorite like rap/R&B song ever?
Oh my gosh, that's a hard one. I'm gonna have to be biased. Yeah, I mean, it only makes sense to be biased. I'm gonna have to go with Always on Time with me and Ja.
It's a good choice.
As far as just collabing, you know, hip-hop and R&B, but okay, let's give it to the people before me. Method Man and Mary J, You're All I Need, definitely a classic.
Yeah, that's probably the best choice besides, I think, yeah, like you say, you got to have the biased ones, but the non-biased ones, I think that's a great choice.
Yeah, and there was another one, too. I loved, I thought that Janet and Buster was a dope collab, because you really never saw that coming, and that video was, like, insane.
That's true. No, actually, yeah, no, those are the best ones. I think you just you definitely answered that perfectly. And sorry for the difficult questions. I am actually giving you some hard ones. But I wanted to ask about, your role in Murder Inc. and, being such and being an elegant female in such a masculine group. So how did that kind of feel? How did you kind of balance it?
Well, I grew up as a tomboy, so it was kind of full circle for me. Just being around all the guys all the time, it just felt like, oh man, I feel like when I was 8 years old and I was the only girl on the block that used to race the boys. So it wasn't really too different for me. It's a gift and a curse because, the one positive part is I never had anything to worry about. It was like a bunch of adopted big brothers and everyone always looked out. And then the other side was they were kind of always blocking when it came to like the dating, or if a guy was trying to holler or something, they were like, no, So, but it's all good. It was a great experience, and they're still my big brothers now. You know what I mean? So everything is all good on that.
That's
sense.
true. And it was, it's quite a big moment in hip hop when, Murder Inc. kind of broke down and like Ja going to prison. And like now he's back, it's kind of, you can look back on it a bit more positively. Like, how tough was it for you kind of going through that?
It was really tough. It was really tough, I think, for everyone. We all kind of were affected differently, and in a way that it just affected everything in our lives, because that's something really, really serious, but, thank God everyone got through it. We got past it. John went to jail. Now he's out, and I think now we all just appreciate things a lot more, But like I said, you go through ups and downs. You have obstacles in life, and the important part is how you handle it moving forward, So, and we're all in a great space right now. I think he released like 2 records, and he's out touring, and, obviously I'm out, and I'm, excited about the new record and coming to see you guys. So, we're all doing our thing, and we're really, really happy and excited now. I think what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. We all know that.
No, it's very true. And yeah, like you say, it's a great moment. And like you said, you're releasing the new project. So can you tell us when that will be coming?
Well, you can definitely download the new single, I Got It, featuring Rick Ross, on iTunes right now. I heard we're doing pretty good on the UK chart, so I'm excited about that. Definitely will be performing that when I get out there. And the album, Braveheart, will be out top of next year. I think for me, I want to just make sure that everything is perfect. And I feel like, my last album came out in 2008, so it just makes more sense to have records that are actually playing on the radio and that are in the market before we release an album. It's like you have to be visible and you have to be heard. The awareness has to be there, so that's why it's like, we want to make sure it's right before we release the album. So I think that's the best.
You've been busy still. You haven't been just keeping quiet. I've seen a couple of your interviews. So you've been kind of stepping into, my side of the music world. So how did you find it doing interviews? Was it like interesting after being interviewed for so many years yourself?
Oh, you mean
with Fuse?
When I was executive producing Fuse?
Yeah.
That was definitely something different. It was cool though. It was different because I kind of knew what to ask because, being an artist, it's like, okay, I know what they want to be known without them having to say it. So, it was cool. It was a nice little flip, little change.
Yeah, it was cool seeing you interview Nelly as well because I thought it showed there's quite a nice friendship between you both. It was quite sweet, obviously, for a lot of your fans to see that. So yeah, it wasn't awkward at all, was it?
Nah, it was cool.
No, it's nice. And so I also wanted to ask about your first single, the one that everyone heard, and basically it featured a Biggie sample, or kind of almost a remix. People think that Biggie's slightly sacred, so how was that? Were you a bit nervous?
It was amazing, but what's crazy is we didn't really get it from Biggie. We actually got it from DeBarge. And it was crazy because I remember Irv and Puff always used to argue about it. We would see Puff and he would be like, Irv, those are my shakers in the record. I know my shakers, and Irv would be like, nah, Puff, we got this from DeBarge. But, it was all in joking and in fun. But obviously it had the big feel. You know what I mean? And I don't know. That was a classic record from DeBarge to Biggie to myself. And I'm just very happy and blessed and fortunate, to be a part of that circle. Those are legendary people that we're talking about. So it was exciting. And it's really crazy because when I went to T.I.'s wedding a few years ago, DeBarge actually performed and he sang Foolish. And I was like, oh my gosh. It was like surreal. It was really crazy.
That is amazing.
You know, yeah, it's great to be a part of that.
That's full circle, and I like the way it kind of, you know, it forces people to do their homework a bit.
Definitely.
Well, Ashanti, it was lovely to speak to you. Thank you so much for joining me on the Lily Mercer Show, and I hope you enjoy your show.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to it.
Oh, thank you very much. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed the latest episode. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe so you can stay up to date with all the new episodes. I have many more interviews for you to check out on my page, so stay up to date and like and subscribe and follow me at Lily Mercer. I'll see you in the future.